I absolutely have to have dark in order to have light. Gotta have a little sadness once in a while so you know when the good times come. I'm waiting on the good times now.
Hello guys, sorry for the sad intro. I've been away for a while, but now I'm back. And today is the day that we will explode YouTube together with this one super perfect tutorial, which is Auto Landscape Material. So let's dive into it. Go ahead and create a material, give it a name. I'll give mine m_landscape YT for YouTube. And now we'll combine 4 different materials. Grab every texture for the grass and simply drag it into the workspace. Now we need to set material attributes, and the necessary parameters are base color, normal, ambient occlusion, roughness, displacement, and specular. I always like to give specular a very low value because otherwise it comes out too shiny. Then create a reroute for the grass. After that, simply copy the same process for the soil. Now it's time for the small rocks. We won't be integrating them the same way. We need to world align them. That way we can avoid the texture problems. Take a look into the scenario where I changed the tiling of the cliff. It looks as if the whole mountain is floating in the cliff texture. To make that effect, I need to convert base color and normal map to texture objects. Then bring in the world align texture and world align normal nodes, simply plug them in there. I need a 3D unit vector, a vertex normals world space node, and multiply them. Then simply normalize to get the direction only. We can plug it into the world space normals parameters now. As always, set your material attributes and create named reroute. This is our small rocks. We did world alignment here to our texture. Also, we did the same thing in the cliff, and I forget to add named reroute. So I'll just call add named reroute. Okay, and I'll call this small rocks. And the same thing here. Add named reroute, and I'll call this cliff. Okay. One other thing that I forgot is that I forgot to add tiling on these things. Okay, so I'll just quickly do this. Let me just extend this a little bit. Okay, and I'll just go texture coordinates. Okay, I'll add a scalar parameter and call this tiling grass. And let's just give it default 1. I'm gonna press D and divide it. Okay, this is gonna be A, this is gonna be B, and put this in the UVs. All right. Okay, so I'll just need to do the same thing for the soil. There we go. Now for small rocks and for the cliff, since we have already converted them into texture objects, we have it differently. So I'll just go press S and call this tiling. Oh, what was that? Small rock. Small rocks. Okay, so give it a high value like 1500 because it's too small by default. So 1500, that's okay. And put them in texture size, okay? Texture size for normal and for the base color, and also for the UV you can plug this directly there. Okay, there we go. And Control D, copy that. I'll put this also in the cliff. There we go. We got all the textures ready for action. Now it's time to build the AutoMaterial method. So I want to create my own AutoMaterial method. I need an up vector first. So press 3 and get an up vector, which is z-axis only. Okay, so why do I need an up vector? I need it because I want my material to change its textures with height. Okay, anyways, and then I want to transform this from world space to hold on, let me just transform this from tangent space to world space, okay? And again, I want to normalize this because I only care about the direction of the vector. Okay, now if I do a dot product between the original vector and a normalized vector, see what happens. Boom! You might be wondering, what is it? I'll tell you this. If two vectors are in the same direction, when they get dot product, it returns 1. When they're in the opposite directions, it returns -1. When they're perpendicular to each other, it returns 0. Okay, so what we want to do in this project is I want to keep everything in the white area as it is. As let's say we have grass, I want to put grass there. In black area, I want to, let's say, add cliff. Okay, so it allows us to combine two different materials as it changes in the z-axis. Okay, depending on the slope. So anyways, from there I can add a little bit of flavor, and I can go and add linear interpolate or lerp. So I want to make a parameter here, pressing S, and call this maximum height of the cliff. Okay, so put this, I don't know, give this a value of 3 and plug this into the B, and do the same thing for the minimum height. So press F2 to rename this min height cliff, and I'll just give this a -5. Plug this into B. Okay, and this is gonna, sorry, minimum height will be on the A, maximum height will be on the B, and the dot product will be on the alpha channel. And let me show you this right now. You can see that the black area covers much more space right now because we can manipulate these values. So we have an ultimate control right now in our material. I want to continue on and add a contrast there, cheap contrast. So this allows me to make the changes between the materials sudden or too sharp. Okay, so I'll just give it a parameter here and call this contrast, and give this a value of 3, and I'll call this contrast cliff. Okay, plug this in there. Okay, and the result will be a named reroute node, and I'll call this cliff AutoMaterial method. Boom. Now we're going to use a similar method for the other elements also. So let's just copy this, and I'll plug this here and rename them as small rocks. Anyway, and now we can do something interesting here. I don't want to just directly dot product the original up vector and the normalized vector. I want to do something else. Okay, so I'll just, in between dot product and the up vector, I want to add a linear interpolate node. So lerp, add that. So I'll leave alpha as it is, and for B, I want to plug the normal vector of these small rocks. Okay, now plug this into the dot product. Let's see what happens right now. Boom, it looks really interesting right now because we have interpolated our normal vector, so it will have a different look and maybe more realistic. I don't know. So I could have done this also in the cliff, but I choose not to. Okay, now I'll copy this also again. Control C and put it into soil. Rename everything. Change small rocks to soil, to dirt. Okay, now for B, I want to plug the normal map. So take this, plug it there, and it's not small rocks, it's dirt. So let me just see this. Okay, it looks really nice. I like that. And stop previewing node. Okay, so for the final step, we have to just blend them all together. So in order to do this, I'll just bring grass and the dirt or the soil. Okay. And use a node called material layer blend standard. Okay, there we go. So soil will be the base and the grass will be on top of it. The method we're going to use is dirt AutoMaterial method. It's going to be plugged in the alpha. Now take a look into this. Boom! We got grass on top and we have the dirt there. Nice. And now we're going to add small rocks on there, and also in the bottom we're going to add the cliff. Okay, so let's continue on. I want to go bring my small rocks and also small rock method. There you go. Copy that. Now this time I want to continue with the result of the previous blend. This is my top material and small rocks the base material. So the method is this. And now take a look into this. You can see I have grass on top. I have dirt. It's not really visible right now, but we can change that with the parameters that we have set up. And we have the small rocks right now. Now for the final step, we're going to combine this with the cliff. Okay. And we're going to need the cliff. Also the cliff method. And we're going to need this blend node again. Okay, so this is going to be our top material, cliff is the base, and cliff method is going to be plugged into alpha. So if you haven't checked it out, you have to go to your material node and change it into a material attribute node and plug this directly into the material node, and you can see we have everything set up and ready to be used right now. So I'll just say apply and save it. Boom. And now let's go to materials again. Content, materials, where was that? YouTube, yes, it's here. I want to create a material instance out of that. Create material instance, and I'm going to say, I'm going to delete the inst at the end, and I'm going to say mi underscore landscape YouTube. Oh, okay. Let's see. One day I hope I have 100,000 subscribers. Why not, right? Okay. Plug this there into the landscape material. Now it's done. Well done, guys. Go ahead and play around with the parameters we set up, and it should look fine. Get the landscape to your liking. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel, right? Why not? Anyways, see you guys in the next video. Bye.